Hello, happy Friday. It's Red Friday here in Kansas City. That means that the Chiefs play this Sunday, I think it is. So I've got on my shirt to support the Chiefs. But anyhow, so I just want to come on really quick and introduce myself. I'm Lydia Cook, nurse turned life and business coach, and I work a lot with the busy businesswoman. Oftentimes, entrepreneurs just like myself, nurses like myself, busy moms like myself. I get it. I've been there, done that, and wear it all the time. But anyway, so as a life and business coach, I work with my busy business women, my mothers, nurses, moms, all the things on business strategy, social media strategy, coming up with ideas to develop content or what's the word I'm looking for? Content or evergreen products is something we talked about recently, actually, with one of my clients, developing evergreen products. So that way you have that passive income, just ways to expand your mind past where you normally are thinking. And that's what I work with my clients on. I have a mastermind, I have a one-to-one coaching. My one-to-one coaching is more personalized coaching for my clients. And then my mastermind is going to be more of that group coaching at the mastermind calls every Friday at 1:30 Central. That may change, but in the near future, it's looking like it's going to be Fridays at 1:30 Central. And I usually take about 30 minutes to an hour of my patrons' time, my clients' time, just to make sure I hit any questions or concerns they may have. Then I have some little tips and tricks usually towards the end that to share with them. We go over social media strategy. Like to look at their social media, get an idea of what their social media looks like for the week, and see how I can be a blessing to them in their business. So that's a few ways to work with me again in my mastermind or my one-to-one coaching, which is my time and money accelerator. And you can find all this on my website at lydiacookcoaching.com. But I want to talk to you today about discipline. And there are 10 key parts, I guess you could say, to discipline that I'm going to go over. But to me, accountability is a huge part of discipline. So that's why I went into coaching actually and consulting, is because I have noticed that in my life, accountability is what's made me successful in the things I've done. So just being accountable, whether it's to myself or to others, but knowing that it's important to have that in place. So with no further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started with the training today. So I'm going to move my camera over. Which is really interesting. Sorry, I'm going to lament here for a second. So I use StreamYard, by the way, to stream my videos on my Facebook platforms, my groups, my personal page, my business page, my LinkedIn, my YouTube, and my Twitter feed. Now, whenever I want to do something on Instagram, though, I have to do it from my phone. So I've got two cameras here that I'm operating off of. One is right here. My Instagram is on my phone, and then right up above it is my computer for all the others. So I just started on TikTok recently. But really, my main focus is staying disciplined to using my Instagram, because Instagram is the one place where I know my audience is a lot and that I'm really focusing in on. You got to think of it like whenever you're trying to stay disciplined, if you stretch yourself too thin and you're dabbling in a bunch of little things, then it's hard for you to go all in into one. Your energy is going to be spent between those five things versus the one thing. So I really spend a lot of time on Instagram when I'm curating my content for the week. I focus on what my Instagram patrons would want, and I do funnel it through the others, but my primary focus is my Instagram. So that's a part of discipline too, just being laser focused on a thing. So anyways, no further ado, the 10 key parts of discipline. Number one is having just clear set goals. So again, clearly defining what your business objectives are, what your goals are, both short term and long term. And that's what I work with my clients on, setting those short term and long term goals. And then making sure that those goals aren't just set, but that they're measurable, that there's something you can measure against them to make sure that you're hitting your targets the way you would like. If you're using social media, using your social media analytics to make sure that you're hitting your goals, whether it is building followers or getting likes, whatever that engagement looks like to you for your business. So Again, setting those clear goals and making them measurable, so you have something to help direct you in the right direction, keep you target with your purpose for your business as well, and so forth. Creating a routine, so establish a daily or weekly routine. I mean, it can include as much as um, d- dedicated times to work, dedicated times to sleep, dedicated times time to spend with family, what have you. I will tell you, having that routine is in my business is something that I've done a lot more recently, but it's something I've always kind of done mishmash, I guess you could say. Let me explain. So I get up in the morning and I work out. That's usually the first thing I do. If I don't work out, although this week's been different because I had a cyst removed on the top of my toe. So that was a little bit different. So I wasn't able to work out first thing in the morning. I'm not walking like I usually do because it rubs the top of my toe. But I get up in the morning, I work out, I have my coffee, I have my breakfast. By the way, breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. I have a nice big bowl of oatmeal, a nice egg white omelet, or a bowl of yogurt with berries and all the fixings, and it's phenomenal. And then I usually get ready. I spend about 45 minutes to an hour getting ready. That's when I spend time with the Lord. I spend time listening to some music that uplifts me. I listen to a podcast that uplifts me. I do something that gets my stuff moving and grooving for the day. And then I do things for my business, whether it is I'm creating some videos, some reels, some content, what have you. And then in the evenings, I try to spend that time with my family. I've been really diligent on trying to unplug as much as possible when my family is present because they deserve me all in when they're home, and when they're not home, my business deserves me to be all in. So that's the discipline I have in my routine. I do a lot of work in the evenings as well. If I'm watching some show and I'm just kind of like vegetating, I try to do some graphics or something that's kind of, or engage with folks on my social media platforms, what have you. But that's pretty much my routine. Prioritizing tasks again. Um, use Be sure to look at your tasks that you do every day, and I work with my clients on this actually with my live my dream life calendar that I have. But look at your tasks every day and make sure that they're tasks that are going to move your business in the right direction, kind of move that needle, kind of push your comfort zone a bit, challenge you a little bit, so that way you do different things in your business to help it grow. Those are things I work with my clients on. But again, prioritizing those tasks. I always like to focus on tasks that need the most out of me at the times of days when I'm sharpest. For me, it's usually in the morning, or believe it or not, it's at night when everything's quiet. So those when I work the best, with maybe being creative. I really get super creative. This sounds silly, when walking and listening to a good podcast. I really get super creative during that time. If anyone can relate with that, please let me know. But I really get super creative when going on walks. Um, but again, prioritizing tasks. Whenever we prioritize our tasks and we have them laid out in front of us, this is why I have my Live My Dream Life journal. It keeps us from procrastinating because a lot of people are oriented. We like to check that box, say it's done for the day, right? So if we have it prioritized and we've got it there in front of us, we're more than likely we're going to get it done. And again, if we're not procrastinating, it ensures that task will move us forward in our business. So it kind of goes back into the time management then. So again, there's different time management strategies I have with my clients. I actually like to, with my one-on-one clients, sit down with them and go over each day. Well, for about 3 to 5 days, what their day looks like. We sit down and we have just a session where we go through what has to be done at these times and map those out. Like, those are non-negotiables, have to be done at these times. And where can we plug in other things? So those are things I work with my clients on, because time management is something that a lot of people have issues with. Even our type A personalities are super great at staying focused. It's easy to cut ourselves short sometimes. So, but again, I work with my clients on the time management. That's a huge one as well. Breaking to break your work into focused intervals with short breaks is helpful too for some of my clients. I'm the kind of person I can sit and grind and grind and grind for an hour. Some people can't. Some of my clients need 15 minutes on, a few minutes off, 15 minutes on, a few minutes off, and we work around that accordingly. Um, Accountability. So I'm going to come back to that at the very end, but that's another one I have is accountability. So we're going to talk about eliminating distractions. So while you're working on those tasks you've prioritized that are urgent, emergent, you need to get done. You have looked at your schedule and said, come heck or high water, this is getting done at this time. You need to have, just like I am for this call, this live, I have my do not disturb on. I have my phone on silent. All the things are silent. I even put my cats away so they can't be in here fiddle farting around with us because it would be a zoo in here. Don't get me wrong, they're wonderful. But it's important not to have those distractions when you're doing something that's super important and needs your time. Like, think about it. A doctor in the OR would not have all this hubbub going on around them while they're doing something super important. Now, I'm a nurse. Okay. I've been in the OR. Trust me, I know there's some hubbub that goes on in the OR. But you know what I'm saying? They know their limits and they try to eliminate as much distraction as possible on those important procedures. Um, excuse me. Practice self-control. Again, strengthen your self-control by saying no to temptations. For me, it is when I am really working on it's something that's got a deadline to it. I actually will hold off eating a meal or something. I do that sometimes. And I tell my daughter to do that too. I was like, how about this? How about after you get your homework done, then you go have coffee with Mary Porter? Or how about after you do X, Y, and Z, you go to the grocery store? For me, it is, okay, I will eat lunch once I get X, Y, and Z done. So, and that just pushes me to get it done. But having that self-control, again, a part of self-control is having that discipline, right? So they go hand in hand, obviously, but I work out, like I said, every day. That is something I love to do. It helps release that dopamine that helps me feel good. All those endorphins feel wonderful. So, anyways, having that self-control will keep you from veering down the wrong path. And then also it kind of goes along with distractions as well. When you have that self-control to turn things off, you don't have social media challenges being thrown at you all the time because you've got that self-control, and you can put those things in place in technology as well to help you stay hardened to that self-control as well. Learn from failures. Failures are truly an opportunity to learn. I don't care what anyone says. I look at every failure I've had as an opportunity to learn, to succeed, to do better, to do more. So again, look at failure as an opportunity to learn. I actually would challenge you to write down every time you failed and then what you learned from that failure. Okay. So for me, I was actually my mastermind calls right before this, actually, and I was talking to one of my clients. Hi, Jennifer. And she was talking about how um, she's afraid to go live and she doesn't want people seeing her face and so forth. And I was like, oh my gosh, go back and look at my lives from July of 22, just a little bit over a year ago. Hot mess. That's all I got to say. But you know what? I've learned from them. I've gotten better. I've gotten more confident because I'm like, screw it. This is my life I have to live, not anyone else's. So, again, with that exposure comes that confidence. So, again, learning from those failures, looking at them as opportunities, not failures. I will tell you this, you are guaranteed to fail if you stop doing what you're doing. Otherwise, you're not going to fail. You'll keep getting better. Again, it kind of goes into that um, learn from your failures. We're going to pivot into continuous learning. So always taking time to learn something new. I actually am doing some more courses on Instagram, learning more about Instagram, because like I said, I'm focused on one social media platform. And as I get really great at that, I've been focused at it for a year. I'll start learning more about other things. I have added more to Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok. Ugh, I said I wasn't going to join the TikTok, but I did. Anyways, but again, I'm starting to do a little bit on those, but I'm still my baby is my Instagram. I guess you could say my baby is my Instagram. I love Instagram. Plus, they have great cat videos and animal videos, and I love those because I share them with my daughter, and it just gives me joy, gives my daughter joy too. Celebrate small wins. So like I said, I told my daughter, while you're studying for classes or whatever, go have coffee with Mary Porter after you've done X, Y, and Z, celebrating that small win, right? For me, I am celebrating my client, Jennifer, because we had a huge aha today during the mastermind. So I'm celebrating her. Go create your workshop. Anyways, create the evergreen funnel. People want it. That's a message to Jennifer. But seriously, just celebrating those small wins with something. It doesn't have to be anything big. It's not like I'm saying go out to have fancy dinner, but go get your nails done or watch your favorite TV show or heck, go to the gas station, get a slice of pizza. I don't care, but celebrate that small win. Life is too short not to celebrate those small wins. Okay. Um, I truly feel that we become complacent as we get older. This is my thing, my shtick as of recent. And I see it in my kids because our kids, they want to learn more. They want to achieve more, right? They're pushing themselves to do these things. They have the discipline to go to class. I did not realize how much I knew my daughter cared so much about her grades and classes and coursework and stuff, but my son, oh my gosh, I had no clue how much he cared and how disciplined he is at getting his homework done. The minute he gets home from school, he'll open up I think it got I don't know if it's like a MacBook or something. I don't know what it is. Anyways, his computer, let's say, he opens it up if he's got homework and he grinds on it. And then, because he wants to play video games, right? And then he does his video games. But let's face it, I mean, he's also got the discipline of an athlete because he's an athlete. So he does his football practice and then he comes home, does his homework, and then he's on his VR headset or playing Xbox, what have you. He eats dinner with us. He has the discipline of sitting down, praying with us, having dinner with us. Anyways, celebrating those small wins though, but I kind of got off on a tantrum. I'm sorry about that, but just thinking about celebrating those small wins is so important. And when we celebrate those small wins, though, it keeps us motivated to push forward for the next thing and to push forward for the next thing. And when we celebrate the small wins, those small wins accumulate into big wins, like huge. And I truly believe that we should celebrate the small wins because the fortune is in that continuous, constant follow up and that continuous, constant drive for those wins. And then it compounds as something wonderful. So, and then last, I want to end with accountability because accountability is so important. So when we have accountability, we're holding ourselves accountable to our actions, right? And that is our actions to get us closer to our goals, to our purpose, and so forth. And how do we do that? A lot of people do not hold themselves accountable super well. They will hold others accountable, right? But whenever it comes to them, they'll let themselves go. I would recommend strongly that you surround yourself with people that challenge you and that hold you accountable. Okay. If you're not surrounding yourself with those people, you need to get a coach, a mentor, someone that's going to walk alongside you to help you with that. Because what I have found is whenever we don't have people to walk alongside us, we fall short of hitting our goals, reaching our purpose, our God-given, divinely driven purpose in life, right? So I have always had a coach or a mentor of some sort, someone to walk alongside me. Not always, since about 2010, 2011, I had Larry Holscher was my first life coach, actually. He was in England at the time. I think now he's back in Texas, originally from Houston, Texas. But my aunt worked for a major company as a global HR manager for them. And she introduced me to him because she had him as a mentor, as an executive in a huge company, well-known company in Texas. And she saw the benefit in having someone to hold her accountable to her goals, her purpose, her dreams, and in her career goals. And she shared him with me, and he helped me get through some things as I was starting my own businesses in 2010, actually. So, anyways, but having that accountability is so key and so crucial to discipline. When we have that accountability, it helps us to stay more disciplined in our routines, in our time management, in our prioritizing our tasks, all the things. But accountability is so important. So think about it. Anytime you've been on a weight loss journey, I've done fitness competitions. I hired a coach to help me because I didn't know what to eat all the time. That was 100% correct. And I didn't realize I was undernourishing my body, by the way, prior to doing my first competition. Um, and they helped me devise the plan and held me accountable to it. I checked in with him daily. So that was huge. But again, that accountability piece is so important. And it's just the point of having someone to hold you accountable too is just to have that person to walk alongside you. Because being an entrepreneur, a businesswoman like myself or like yourself, what have you, it's lonely, right? So it's nice having someone to bounce ideas off of, to meet with. And I know that my mastermind clients look forward to us meeting regularly. I look forward to meeting with them regularly. So again, having that accountability piece is so important. So I'm going to run through these one more time. I know I went through them very quickly. DM me if you have any questions. But the 10 things are setting clear goals, create a routine, prioritize your tasks, time management, eliminate distractions, practice self-control, learn from failures, continuous learning, celebrate small wins, and then accountability. So again, I'd be remiss not to mention too that, discipline is something you develop over time. We aren't all hardwired to be disciplined immediately. Usually it takes a pain point in our life to create that discipline. Whether it is you've got a weight loss goal of some sort, you've got a business goal of some sort, a relationship goal of some sort, creating that discipline does take time, and it takes that repetitive practice over and over and over and over. A common theme I get with all my clients too is that they don't feel courageous. They don't feel confident in themselves. And it's because usually what happens is we haven't taken time to develop that discipline. Because the more we do things over and over again, the more courageous we get, the more consistent, the more courageous we get, I lost my word. Anyways, just the more courageous we get, and consistency breeds that. So again, it's really important that we just continue that discipline and keep going. So that way, we hit our goals, our purpose, and our dreams in life. So again, I'm Lydia Cook, nurse turned life and business coach. And there are two ways to work with me. It's in my mastermind, which is group coaching. We meet every Friday at 1:30 Central. It's a Zoom call. And then my one-to-one personalized coaching for my clients. It's catered to my clients and their specific needs. The great thing is about the mastermind is it's that sense of community. So you don't feel lonely as being an entrepreneur. But some of my clients are like me. I've had one-to-one coaching because I like kind of that curated coaching just for me, where I can just like lament and other people don't have to hear my stuff. Or some of my clients just like it because their business is niche and they want things curated towards them. So anyways, I work with my clients on business strategy, social media strategy. We do assessments of both to get an idea of what good looks like for them. We look at their analytics together, and then we devise plans. We pivot as necessary too. So anyways, again, Lydia with Lydia Cook Coaching. I hope you found this a blessing, found something great from it, to glean from it. If you did, drop a comment. I want to hear about it. If there's something you want more of, drop that comment too, because I can't be better and I can't serve you better if I don't know. Okay. Remember, life is about choices. Choose wisely. You can choose to be disciplined. And if you choose not to be disciplined for yourself, other people will choose for you what to be disciplined in. Hard and fact. All right. Take care, y'all. Have a blessed weekend. Enjoy.